Good morning, welcome to this morning's edition of Smell the Coffee, starring your host, Rocky Linguino and Baby Scarlet, where we cover interesting topics, media buzz, and current events. Because you've got to have your Java, tune in to Smell the Coffee. Last time we were here, I told you that I would give you the truth behind interracial dating and what exactly it is to be interracial. Are you ready for it? Here it comes. I'm about to show you.
And then they feel completely diverse, like thousands, hundreds of thousands, millions of years later. That's kind of wild. Every human being comes from Africa. We all brothers and sisters. I can believe that people come from Africa. We're from Bangladesh. It is very interesting. They reveal their unique genetic results. With a little luck, they've got the right mix of DNA to take us all back to our beginnings in Africa and plot our many amazing journeys out. We're not going to pick up every single lineage in the world, but we're probably going to pick up the major lineages here. Hopefully we'll find something new and unexpected. But basically, yeah, I think we've got the story covered, just right here in the street fair. It's an epic saga full of twists and turns. And it begins where life begins. She doesn't know yet, but Mary Nicholson does as she just has a long-determined board-waiting day. What other moms have for tens of thousands of years. Genetic marks that link us to the birth of us all. Despite all the days that have come between Eve and Cain, their DNA is still 99.9% similar. To trace our ancestries, scientists have to work with the 0.1% that's different through tiny random changes to the A's, C's, G's, and T's that accumulate in our genetic codes over time. Scientists call them markers. A marker is a glimpse of a person who lived in some completely distant past. You share your purpose and you share your ancestry. The person's purpose is changing their DNA. They are changing what you look for. Even disease or thinking better than anyone else is just as happy. That's how to future generations. 200,000 years ago, the DNA inside Eve's mitochondria picked up some of these random changes. And A became a G. Some T's became C's. She unknowingly passed those changes along to her daughters, and her daughters onto her daughters, down the line over thousands of daughters, to Terry and every other person on the planet. Just like a family tree, markers allow us to connect people through history. Since they crop up at a very steady rate, markers also serve as a kind of clock to estimate when people lived. And by looking at how markers cluster, they can even act as roadmaps to show us where ancestors came from and where they moved. Scientists call these different lines of descent haplogroups, and there are hundreds of them. Taken together, they give us a timeline of human migration.
What does this mean? What does this mean? What does this mean? What does this mean? Fact. Every time there's a DNA test done to determine the genealogy of a child to a parent, if it does belong to that parent, the test is always 99.9% positive or 100% negative. Fact. Every time there's a DNA study done in a criminal investigation to determine whether or not a person is guilty of committing a crime based upon DNA evidence found at the scene. The DNA, if it does match, is always 99.9% positive or not positive at all. That 0.1%, that 0.1%, that 0.1%, that 0.1% is the marker left behind, carried through the ages, produced by somebody else. That 1%, that 0.1% of us is different. And that's the truth. Wasn't for for interracial dating, if it wasn't for interfamily dating, I guess, that's about as interracial as it gets. Get it? Never mind. In either case, DNA studies have shown that every person originated from Africa from one woman and one man. What does this mean? This means that no matter who you date, it's interracial. And if it's not interracial, the chances are that it's more incestual rather than interracial. No, not really. How do we come to be so many different shades of color and texture? This is a common argument about the different races. Maybe it has to do with, the food that we ate when we went to that area. Not we, but thousands of years ago. The people that were living there maybe had to do with the food that they were eating. Maybe it had to do with the climate. Maybe it had to do with natural selection. Maybe lighter-skinned people were just more attracted to other lighter-skinned people and vice versa. And so maybe that's how we came to become so, extremely light and dark and everything else. And just because we originated from Africa, doesn't mean that, the people then were Africans as we know them to be today. They could have been a whole range of different colors and looks and features or whatever that, they could have, who knows. All we have is, fossil evidence, and there hasn't been much fossil evidence of humans. So, but yeah, that's all I have to say about interracial dating. Genetically speaking, there's no such thing as race. We're a species.
I know you're out there. I can feel you now. I know that you're afraid. You're afraid of us. You're afraid of change. I don't know the future. I didn't come here to tell you how this is going to end. I came here to tell you how it's going to begin. I'm going to hang up this phone, and then I'm going to show these people what you don't want them to see. I'm going to show them a world without you. A world without rules and controls, without borders or boundaries. A world where anything is possible. Where we go from there is a choice I leave to you.